So I have go to the... And we go to the lights. Are waiting for the start. And we are racing, and it's a good start from Milanov. I think I can't see it. Lozzi is side by side to him. Oh, oh, and that's a crash. I think that's Pane Bianco going off, but he's still going in third. Nyberg now in third position. Oh, almost spun out. Little touch, and that's Pane Bianco again out of sight. Oh, and that's Crafter who crashed. Oh, really, really disappointing. I think that's his race. Oh, well, he can still continue, but that is still very, very disappointing. As you see now, Lozzi still close to Milanov. As you are for the battle for 7th place. Rice going in the inside of Zweigberg, but Zweigberg sweeping around the outside. Clean defense. Outbreaking Andre Rice. Very, very good racing here indeed. As Rosado also lost 2 positions at the start. I see Nyberg having a great start from 6th position on the grid.
That was a nice overtake from Diego. I think he used a hybrid system with the overtake.
Very well spotted indeed. Those hybrid systems can indeed be used for overtakes, as you know, following Franco around. He also had a great start. He started in 9th position and made up 3 places already. And he's now looking to get another one away from Panabianco, who had not the greatest start of the world.
Oh, that was very close.
As you're almost touching side by side, he's almost getting run out of track as he gets a little touch by the car behind from Zweigberg. As he now has to defend as well. He's going from attacking to defending. He stays on the inside line, a bit hovering in the middle of the track, not giving any space away for the other drivers. And now we see again Andre Rice going to try and move on the long straights. The slipstream is powerful. Will he be using the hybrid system? And he goes for a move on the inside. He gets the space, but he doesn't get the move done. And we see in the at the front still Lozzi close to Van Doremalen, still being under a minute. Parazzarozzi, I mean, I said it before, he is making moves and he is making them quick. He has a great race pace and it shows. 17 on the grid to 12th. And he is looking to get another one, as you know, following for 3rd position. This is for the podium. Beasley going, taking the inside for, I think that's turn 12. And taking back 3rd position from Nyberg. So he's again on the podium after succeeding in the start. Oh, as he goes off track, and I think that's position again back to Nyberg. That's what I said in the beginning. It's not about who's the fastest, it's also about who's the most consistent. As we see Nyberg sliding around. That's also costing time. These two drivers are on the edge of grip. And maybe even a little bit overdriving the car. But it's always what we love to see as spectators.
And here we see an interesting battle between Panabianco, Zweigberg, Rice and Rosado. Very close to each other.
Indeed, it's a battle for 6th position, I think. Or even up to 5th. Yeah, for 5th position, so a lot of position up for grabs. As Zweigberg comes down the inside. No, it's Franco who gets out in front. Nyberg gets all out of shape. And Panabianco still in 6th position. Oh, sliding around. And it's Franco who still gets the most position. And Zweigberg is the one who loses out big. Very sad to see such a battle end in the... Yeah. With one guy spinning out, but that's racing. These cars aren't completely made to be driven really, really close to each other.
Still
And we
a
see
battle
another
between
move.
Beasley and Nyberg. Very close racing for 3 and 4.
Indeed, I think it's for both racers going to be the first podium if, yeah, of course they don't crash out, but as it stands now, it's going to be for both of them their first podium. So of course both drivers will be wanting to get ahead of the other. Well, obviously, as we see our first lapped car already. And who's dominating the field once again, but Lozzie is following close behind. He's only 1 second behind. So it might get kick off in the pit lane. As you see, following Rosado now. Following around, trying to chase after Reis. The group is being split out a bit more, and Franco has been the big winner of that fight. He's now a second up on Panebianco and is maybe trying to close in on Beasley if he keeps fighting with Nyberg, as I think they do. They're very, very close to each other. I see the drivers coming for the 8th lap of the race.
Yeah, it's also an interesting battle between Cadillac, Schweichter, Torres, Denzel. They are very close to each other.
David Torres in 10th position.
Crafter and Rockwell both driving with the same livery. That's a bit confusing. But happily we have the driver's name on screen.
Yeah, indeed. And Van Zal and Torres also driving the same livery. So it looks like we're looking at team battle. Oh! A spin from Shazma Rock. Oh, disappointing. But you never know in these races. Other people can spin out as well. Just keep your head up and just keep driving. That's always the most important part when racing these cars. Because you see now Crafters coming very, very close to that rear wing of Torres for a 10th position. They both want to get that 1 point that's so important. Especially for for the standings. A lot of times it's only a couple of points for multiple positions.
Yes.
As you see him now.
He has made the move.
Oh!
Oh, that was a close one.
He made the move stick, but only just.
Yeah.
And maybe the stewards will be looking at that because he did leave the track off the braking zone. So I don't know if that's leaving the track and gaining an advantage, but that will be discussed after the race. But for now, great move from Cudley Crafter later on the brakes. Almost spinning out. And Lozzie's now a bit in his own. He's getting chased down by Beasley, who is also still trying to defend from Nyberg. I think we missed that move for 3rd place. And Lozzie's now 9 seconds away from Dormel. What happened there? He was a very as we see now. Oh, Nyberg, the driver in 4th position, spinning out after colliding with a back marker. Ooh, that will be looked at the stewards. That's a real shame. He was driving so well the whole race. He's now following Panebianco and Franco again. He's again trying to make that move. It didn't. He wasn't so prosperous 4 laps ago, but maybe he can be this lap. As you see Franco going wide and losing time, having to defend into the penultimate corner. This will give Panebianco better run out.
Today with the qualification we could hear that Albert Park is the 4th fastest track on the Formula 1 calendar, so it is also a fast one on the FSGP calendar. So overtaking is not so easy on this track because there aren't many braking points. So it's difficult to overtake.
No, exactly. We've seen that indeed before with the battle between Nyberg and Beasley. I think Beasley has come into the pit lane. He's in 9th position now. Weirdly enough, I'm not sure what happened. Fully what happened there. But we've seen that it's quite difficult to overtake Franco between Franco and Panebianco, and I think we're seeing the battle. Oh, Franco goes into the pit lane. He's avoiding the fight with Panebianco, and Panebianco now has clean air, so maybe he can do an overcut. As we see Nyberg coming in the background, being faster than Panebianco. A lot of drivers pitting right now. It's the midpoint of the race. I see Franco going to be making a move on the back marker, so he hopes the back marker is fighting back. That's not how it's supposed to go.
So Rosado is in a battle with the back marker.
Ooh, he will not be happy about that.
Oh, happily he made it.
Yeah, without any controversy or spinning out as Nyberg did last race, and Nyberg goes into pit lane. I think he knows that by making an undercut, getting clean air, he can he knows that he's faster on track, so it's more efficient for him to come out in clean air and than to try to battle with him and lose time that way.
Yeah, the MFT02 can have 7 liters in its tank, but it's not enough for the race. I think you need about 10 liters for this race, so they have to all have to make a pit stop and fill the tank with 3 liters of fuel. That gives them the space to pit early or to pit late, depending on if you're in a fight or are you having trouble with the back markers.
Indeed, and we've seen last year sometimes Lozzie going very early, or only putting very small amount of fuel to get ahead of Doremalen, and then to try to defend the rest of the race, basically, and that has worked for him. So yeah, we will see.
Yeah,
following
leaving a pit now.
After him making his pit stop, he's in 12th position. Not sure who still has to pit. I think Franco still has to pit. Or no, Franco doesn't have to pit, but Franco is getting overtaken by Nyberg if he can cut to that battle. We're still following Chesmore Rock.
Where's Nyberg? Oh, he's making a pit stop now. That's a long pit stop.
Maybe getting a lot of fuel. Maybe tire change. Zwartberg, is he coming out in the points? He is. So he'll be very pleased with that.
Interesting.
Rosado still has to...
Franco in the battle.
With Rosado, Franco has already pitted. Rosado, I think not. But Rosado is obviously free to defend as he wants.
Yes.
This is a battle for position. And I think Rosado is going to try and do just a dash of fuel to make his final stint as short as possible. He's in good rhythm. And obviously when you make a pit stop, you break that rhythm a bit to get again into the groove. And that's not always easy, and sometimes just staying out long, getting a flow for the track can all sometimes help your race. And I think the two first guys still have to make a pit stop. So, and Rice, I think, is also hasn't made his stop yet. So the effective standing
they have to make a pit stop right now, because otherwise they won't have fuel anymore.
I think so too. As you're
Rice is
following
already in
our...
the pit. Where is
Okay,
Guus
he laps
van Dormalen?
one laps earlier, and he's coming on the back straight. I think he's going to make his pit stop right now.
Yeah.
As indeed we see him coming into the pit lane, and will Rossi follow him as he goes to drive obviously to the whole back of the pit lane because he is a first driver. So very, very short stop, just a dash of fuel. As he comes out still ahead of Lozzi, who hasn't pitted.
I think so.
Maybe, or maybe Lozzi has pitted in from the beginning of the race. It's
So
possible that we missed that.
the leader is in heavy traffic. All cars around
That's-
him.
That gives Lozzi an opportunity to close in, and
Yes.
as he's doing indeed 5 seconds, now reduced to only 3. But Lozzi has to clear this traffic as well, as you see him in the background, the light blue and black livery appearing. So Dormalen now coming in the final 5 laps of this race, as Lozzi also is coming into the pit lane right now. I think it's gonna be close with Beasley.
Yeah. I hope he gets,
As we have to see and wait, very, very short stop as well. Beasley coming closer, but I think he will have cleared. Indeed. As it's quite relaxed right now, I must say. It's not as chaotic as before in the midfield. You see a Rice trying to get another position away from Franco. Rosado's, I think Rosado maybe still has to pit, I'm not sure. And I think that's basically everyone has already pitted. Andre Rice coming very, very close and trying to get a move around the outside, trying to get more speed carried into those corners, get a better exit out of the back straight and maybe make a move, but he's not fast enough, he's not close enough. Ooh, as he almost loses control of the car. I think that might give some trouble to the cars behind, as we see the battle between Torres and Kane. Or, no, Torres and Van der Zalm, who are a lap apart. And it's going to be the same story as last year. Van Dormalen dominating from start to finish. A perfect race, as you will. And I think he has the fastest lap as well. Lozzi clean behind. He tried his best, but he never really got close enough. Patarozzi is closing in on the 5th position for Jacobs. I see the final 3 laps of this race have become very, very close. He's almost on the rear splitter, that fan at the back, generating even more downforce, and oh, a mistake from Jacobs going wide, and Patarozzi looked for the inside, but they touched and he spun out. That's yeah, that's part of racing, sadly, but it's also very, very unfortunate, as you see Rosado getting held up by a back marker who goes out of the track, and Rosado spins. Oh, and a big crash! A big crash for Rosado, spinning out and then hitting. I think it's Zweigberg who he hits, and now he lost 3 positions already. So unfortunate. He was on a very strong race, starting in 8th position, then falling back down to 10th, back to 6th position. Well, even gaining positions, and then spinning out again in 9th position. Really, really sad. As you see now, Franco and Zweigberg, those who are not done fighting yet. It's We're coming into the final laps of this race. So if you want to score extra points, now is the time to do so. These are the critical parts of the race. Zwijberg defending the inside line. He doesn't want Franco to get the inside line for that corner. Still defending the inside line. He's not giving up. And both drivers on the limits. Zwijberg a bit out of shape. Track is very low grip. He may has a bad run to the penultimate corner, sliding a bit. So that might give Franco another opportunity to go around the outside. Oh, almost touching. I think there was a little bit of contact. And Zwijberg has survived for another lap. I think they still have 2 laps to go. This is now the final lap. Doreman has started his final lap as we see the battle for 4th position. Nyberg wanting revenge after colliding with the back marker after being in 3rd position. He wants his points back, and he is close, but I don't think he's close enough. But Panabianco hasn't kept it neat, and Nyberg is closing in. Will he be close enough for the make a move on the start-finish state? He doesn't, but it's still 3/10 back. It only costs 1 mistake of Panabianco to for him to pass. And we've seen Panabianco is prone to some errors. I think Van Doornbalen is almost going to be at the final corners of this track. And he, Doornbalen won the race after a brilliant drive from start to finish. I haven't seen him all race because he was just, it was not interesting to look at. He was just dominating. He keeps his streak from last season. And Lozzie also very strong race of him. Beasley newcomer directly in a podium. Incredible race, and well, I think we will see some fantastic drives from him as well. Getting a little bit more speed to challenge Lozzie and Doornbalen. Panabianco will be pleased with that 4th place after a very difficult battle with Nyberg. Nyberg, he had a very strong race, very strong start from starting from 6th position to 3rd, and then colliding with that back marker. It's gonna be frustrating, but a 5th position is very strong.
Okay, since it doesn't look like Roland is showing up, we'll just start the interviews with Adam. Lozy, you got P2. Did you do a lot of practice today, or was that just magic that you pulled out?
No, I practiced like 1 hour before the race. But still, Boost was very fast. I think I'm struggling with the new hybrid, the energy deployment. I don't really know where to deploy it, and with that problem, I leave some time in the table. So, yeah.
I also saw you spun out at least twice. What happened there? Was it just you being overly aggressive, or was it the wind changes that were happening mid-race?
In qualifying or in the race, you mean? The race?
In the race, you spun out at least once.
No, I didn't make any mistake. It was just back markers.
Oh, you cracked into a back? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, 2 of them. Twice.
Well,
I felt pretty consistent. No problems regarding that.
Oh, Roland will show up. Okay, we'll go back to him then. So you think that mostly that your pace inconsistencies was from people who were behind you then?
I think that on average I was like maybe 3/10 slower than Goose, but yeah, with the 2 lapped cars crashing into me, there was nothing else to do. Maybe I was thinking maybe I had some chance there, but yeah.
And how far do you think you were off on Goose's pace today? Was it just him having more consistency with the hybrid engine? Because I saw that you were about 0.5 for his best lap was a 50 flat, and yours was a 50.5. But it seemed like you were catching him for a little while there.
Yeah, I mean I don't know where he uses the energy, but I mean when I was alone during the race, I was not using the energy at all. But at the first few laps when we were close, yeah, I was I was being cautious with the energy, and I thought, well, we have similar pace. But then the last laps before my first incident with the back marker, he put a small advantage of 1.5 seconds or something like that, some lap. But yeah, that's why I think that it was like more or less 3 or 4 tenths on average slower.
Well, it's only the first of 24 races, so you'll have time to get used to the hybrid system.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much. Roland,
Yo,
congratulations on your P3. How do you feel?
I was this close to crashing out a few times.
Did you have any troubles with back markers, or was it just inconsistency on your own part?
I mean, I don't know. It's small track, a lot of people. So I mean, yeah, back markers definitely affected it some.
And this
But
is your first podium in this series, right?
yeah, this is my first race for this, and it's pretty damn fun, gotta say.
And how did you like the hybrid system?
I mean, the ERS definitely allowed for the overtakes, even though it was a small track. So that was really cool. So I did like it.
I saw at one point you were catching up to Losey. Did you end up running into a back marker? Is that why you couldn't bridge the gap, or was it just your own pace?
No, it was my own pace. I'm pretty sure he pitted a second time, maybe to try and set the fastest lap. So that's why I got pretty close. Because
No,
my
I
brother
made
was on.
one time only.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just that
then yeah. So
I crashed 2 times.
yeah. So yeah, no, it was just my pace on that end. Still figuring out these FSAE cars.
All right, well, we hope to see more of you throughout the season. Congratulations on your P3.
Thank you.
Goose,
Cool.
you are the man of the hour once again. How do you feel with the new car?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm pretty happy with my race. I was pretty fast, so yeah, just I'm very happy. And yeah, the car, I think it's a nice feature to have, especially for the overtaking. So and also for just space during qualifying. And yeah, also during the race, you have to time it right to gain a bit of lap time. So that's also nice. And just for the overtaking, it makes it more interesting, I think.
Well, you definitely had by far the best pace today. On the practice server, you pulled out a 49.8, which is very impressive. On the actual server, you couldn't manage that pace. You did get a 50.0, which is still very impressive, and a full 0.5 faster than the second fastest, which I believe is Cadillac. Yeah, Cadillac did a 5.04. So you had pretty much cruising pace for most of the race.
Yeah, yeah. On the practice server, there was just the weather conditions were just a little bit better. So then I could do 94.8. But yeah, during the race, I was trying to find like a peg marker to slipstream behind, and then after that deploy all my hairs just to get into the 94th. But yeah, I just didn't manage to get in the 49s. So that's but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the race and with my pace. So yeah.
And you were about 17 seconds ahead of Losey in the end there. Were you just like coasting the whole like last part of the race, or were you actually actively trying to get fastest lap?
Yeah, I was just like I think that gap was so big because he had some problems with some back markers, and also the thing was I knew I was a little bit faster, So if so, I could just be extra cautious with heck markers. And yeah, I think Losi just needed to take a bit more risk. So hoping he could close the gap. So that was also, yeah, I think because the gap was so big in the end. And yeah, I was just at the end. I was just like driving, yeah, like cruising, just to get the battery full again, and then after that, I could do 2 fast laps to try and get a faster lap. But yeah, that was basically it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for doing the interview. We will be back in 7 days at the Chinese FSGP. We hope you all will join us there. And yeah, we still got spots open, so make sure if you got time to come join, to come do it. We'll see you next week.